Hi folks. I'm sure many of you are aware of what's happening in Hong Kong, where the good people are standing up to the tyranny presented by the commies, gangster, monster, thugs in China. Well, the commies adopted a tactic of using water cannons against the protesters. Now, most countries around the world, when they use these water cannons, you know what is in there? Water. But the commies took it up a few notches. Yes, there's water, but they insert into the water a blue dye. But that wasn't good enough. And the purpose of the blue dye is, so when they sprayed on the protesters, later on they can identify who the protesters were for possible arrest or a beating by the police. They also inserted into this water a chemical that when the blue dye is sprayed onto a person, it stings the skin and becomes an extreme irritant. Could we call that chemical warfare? Nah. You know why? Because China sits on the UN Human Rights Council. Further proof that organization is worthless. So they sprayed the protesters with this. But they weren't satisfied with just spraying protesters. They had to spray an institution which they detest. An institution which is currently being oppressed in the mainland of China. The water truckers going down the street and golly gee willikers, there's a mosque over here. A Muslim mosque. So they sprayed it with this blue dye and a few of the people standing outside. It doesn't matter that these people were just standing around, that they obviously were not protesters. We're going to spray them with blue dye because they're by the mosque, a Muslim mosque, and our overlords in China would enjoy that, watching us deface a Muslim mosque. So now what did the decent people of Hong Kong do after this vandalizing the outside of a mosque? They did what decent people always do. They went to the mosque and they cleaned it up. They helped clean up the blue dye, the mess created by the commies, the thugs, the gangsters. Because that's what decent people do. They help each other out and they have respect for people of faith, whether it's their faith, not their faith, or whether they have no faith at all. The commies in China detest Muslims. And let me illustrate that to you. There's a region called Xinjiang, East Turkestan, inhabited by the Uyghurs, a Muslim population. Currently there's over 1 million Uyghurs in concentration camps in China. Millions of their children are in indoctrination centers taught to hate their parents, hate their religion, and to hate their heritage. It's time to be have a little history lesson to the good people in Hong Kong. The American Revolution, approximately 8 years long, in which we lost the majority of those battles, but won the most important one, the last one. This army of George Washington constituted was made up of farmers, tradesmen, hunters, frontiersmen, merchants. That's who made up this ragtag, undisciplined, ill-equipped, untrained army. Against who? The British military, at the time, the mightiest in the world, the best equipped, the best trained, and the best disciplined. For 8 years, George Washington did not give up, continued to fight against British tyranny. Now you good people in Hong Kong, you're facing a similar adversary. Do not give up. Do not succumb to tyranny. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the nation. You happen to be in their God. Please be with those good people in Hong Kong. People of faith and people of no faith. They're still your people. They're still your children standing up to tyranny. See you.